Chalo, very good morning. Am I audible? Yeah, some technical issues. So sorry for the delay. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Okay, chalo, good. Yeah, let's not waste any time. Last class, I started with Bufo, and we tried to explore understanding mind from a different angle. For a third year students, I tried to explain mind keeping the intellect, keeping the morals, keeping the emotions, and keeping the will in mind. So, what we did in the last class was we spoke of the intellect and the emotional symptoms related to Bufo. Okay. If you have any quick questions, we'll take it up. If there are no questions, then we will try to have a quick recap. We'll try to have a quick recall of what we did in the last class so that we have a continuity and we can proceed further. So can I have a quick recap? You can use your chat box and you can just type what all you understood in Bufo in the last class. Yes, constitutions who have small head, very good. They're very silly, they're very childish. Only body grows, but mind does not grow. Mind remains small, but body grows. Beautiful. They're very childish. They're very idiotic. Okay, agreed. And at the level of emotions, you also saw that they are very irritable. They're angry. There is rage. Good. There is anxiety. We also spoke of fear. And coming back to the intellect, they have problems with understanding, okay, which slowly leads to confusion, hmm, which also affects the memory part. What they have done, they don't remember. So these are few things. Yes, music, beautiful, correct. Music, they had issues with music. Music would cause irritability in them, okay. Music would aggravate their complaints, absolutely fine. So yeah, laughing at serious matters, laughing like a child, laughing for silly things, okay, without any reason they can laugh, and they do make mistakes, absolutely fine. In their speech they make mistakes, okay, good. Yeah, I mean, you have covered the entire intellect and the emotional aspect that we discussed in Bufo in the last class. This is a very interesting remedy, and yeah, they have animalistic behavior, okay. So we'll also try to understand more about the animalistic behavior in the next few slides. See, what I plan for you today is we will divide today's class into two sessions so that you can concentrate and you can focus better. In the first session, I will talk the remaining part of Bufo. Okay, I'll talk to you about the remaining part of Bufo. Okay, and in the second session, we will try to understand the particulars of Bufo. Okay, so we had a very nice recap of what all we discussed in the last class. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue. See now here, like always, expecting the same enthusiasm and interaction. So now this class, at least the first class, I'm trying to focus on the morals of Bufo. Okay. Now this is a new learning, and I told you anything that is new will take a little time. For the concept to sink in, it will take a little time. As I've started a new concept, it's my duty to tell you what exactly I mean by morals, what exactly I mean by emotions, and what exactly I mean by intellect. Intellect and emotion we have discussed. So now it is the turn of the morals. Now, what do you understand by morals? Many times, we have studied, okay, naitika, good, values, beautiful, uh, how you behave with others, very good. I'm happy with the meanings that you are giving, or I'm happy with your understanding of morals. Beautiful, very good, absolutely fine. See, what is right and what is wrong? Okay, the ethics, the values, and what is right and what is wrong, the behavior, our character, all these things amount to morals. To keep things short, morals can be good, morals can be bad. A man, a patient, a person can be of good morals, or a person can be of bad morals. Okay, so these are two things that you need to understand: good morals and bad morals. To keep it going, can I have some examples for good morals? What do you understand by good morals? To keep the class interactive and for me to understand what exactly you know about good morals. Very good, beautiful. Somebody says being truthful, yes, being kind, respecting others. Okay, good. Yeah. So being honest, respecting others, being truthful to oneself, being disciplined. Okay. See, for example, something you are doing and you know that is not to be done. So there you have your good morals coming into picture. Being faithful, yes, absolutely right. You are in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, father, son, whatever it is. You need to be faithful. Now, what is that faculty of your mind which says you need to be faithful is your morals. Okay. So morals plays a very important role in trying to tell us are trying to help in following what is good and what is bad. So good morals is all those things: being disciplined, being honest, being truthful, being respecting others. All these things comes under good morals. Now, what do you think will come under bad morals? Bad morals. Exactly opposite. Opposite to good is bad. Okay. See, hatred is more of jealousy, is more of emotion. Okay. See, when you talk of, yes, when you talk of bad morals, uh, being a liar, telling lies, okay, cheating, robbing, fine, okay. So being deceitful, these are few things that can come under bad morals. Okay. So we will look at, see, many of you are confusing with emotions. You are bringing in emotions here. No issues. It's our first class, and we are trying to understand, or we are trying to bifurcate, and I'm trying to do this for third years. I know it is pretty early, but you students are worth it. You are giving beautiful inputs, so we'll go ahead. Selfishness, all these things will come under emotions. Okay, so no issues. We'll get back. We will see what are those morals we have in Bufo, and probably at the end of me giving you the list of morals that we have in Bufo, you can conclude if Bufo has good morals or if Bufo has bad morals. Okay, so we'll just come back and we'll see what do we have in Bufo. They're very disobedient children, children who don't obey. Okay, disobedience, fine. Not respecting. See, mother is telling something, you see how the girl is behaving. From her body language, she is not willing to do what the mother is trying to tell her. So disobedience is what you have in Bufo. And again, you have another image here. This image, the child from the image from this, what I understand is the child is not willing to listen to what mother is trying to tell her. She's not respecting, she's not respecting, or she's not willing to follow what the mother is trying to tell her. This is what, like, there is a word that I'll be trying to tell you now. There is something called as insolence. Now, the meaning of the word insolence is somebody who is in a respectable position and you don't respect them. Okay? You can look at this rubric or you can look at this symptom at different angles. As a child, the people whom you have to respect will be your parents, will be your teachers, will be your elders. Okay? So the child will not respect the parents, the child will not respect the teachers nor the elders. In those children, you can take this rubric, and that is insolence. Okay? So disobedience, insolence, and they can also be very, very abusive. They can be very abusive. See, morals tells you the kind of language you use. They can be very abusive people, using all bad language, using all filthy words. Fine. So three things you get in this slide, in this thing. One is that they're disobedient kids, they're insolent people, they're abusive people, and moving ahead, they are people who keep cursing. Fine, cursing. Many times we see, like, we do all these things, we curse. So cursing is also there in Bufo. Cursing, and then the very cunning people. Bufo is cunning. Fine. And not only cunning, Bufo can also be deceitful. See, the meaning, like for example, cunning. Deceitful means cheating. It includes telling lies, it includes being manipulative. Fine. It includes a lot of things. Being deceitful, being a cheater. So Bufo can be deceitful, Bufo can be cunning. Fine. And spitting. Spitting also amounts to morals. You keep spitting, where wherever you feel like spitting, you keep spitting. This is also not right, morally right. Fine. So spitting, cunning, all these things, they come under morals of Bufo. Now, to conclude, what type of morals do we have in Bufo? Does Bufo has good morals, or does Bufo has bad morals? Okay, very good. Answers are fast. So I hope you're getting an idea. Good. Keep it up. Yeah, Bufo has more of bad morals. Okay, so a constitution in whom there is moral affections want of. There is something called as moral affections want of. So when you have a constitution, when you have a patient who is cunning, who is deceitful, who is a liar, when you got so many components of bad morals, then you can take a broad rubric, and that broad rubric is moral affections want of. A constitution who has no morals, in that constitution you can take this particular rubric, and that is moral affections want of. So are the morals clear in Bufo? Any of you, if you have any questions here? So Bufo is predominantly a constitution with bad morals. Okay, we'll go ahead. Fine, good. See, now if the morals are clear, then we have something very interesting coming up in Bufo. Now, what is that interesting thing that you have in Bufo is the part of the mind which is related to the sexual sphere. Now, Bufo is a constitution or is a remedy which has lot of sexual instincts. Fine. So I have tried to get the decent image in the Google images. Fine. So what you have to understand here is Bufo has aversion to company. Okay, Bufo does not like people. Bufo does not like company. They desire solitude. Solitude means they want to be alone. Okay, so can I quickly have remedies from your list? Which remedies, which other remedies you know who have an aversion to company? Okay, so Deepika quickly says Barata. Barata has an aversion to company. Good. Now, why Barata has an aversion to company? Why? Okay, Lyco has very good, absolutely fine. Lyco also has an aversion to company. Good. See, from what we have understood, excuse me, from what we have understood, you know, Barata is again a shy constitution. Barata was the remedy that we did very recently, and I told you Barata is a shy constitution. They will not mix with strangers. They will be alone at home. Fine, beautiful, good. I go with Barata. Somebody has also typed Lycopodium. Beautiful. Lyco, good. Now, why Lyco wants to be alone? If you have heard me telling Lyco, or if you have studied Lyco somewhere, Lyco has something very characteristic. Now, what is it that is very characteristic in Lyco is they want company, but they want company in the other room. Say, if you have a Lyco patient and he's in his house, so he wants somebody, fine. Somebody in the next room, somebody in the house, fine. So, desires solitude, wants to be alone, but he wants somebody, you know, in the next room. Lyco again is a very timid constitution. Okay, so he wants to feel or that somebody being there will give them some kind of a security. Yes, somebody is there. Fine, I'm safe. That feeling is what Lyco has. Another remedy that has come up, which I really appreciate, and I don't know who has contributed this. Yes, Neha. Good. Neha has typed Netremure. Beautiful. Good. Can somebody quickly tell me why Netremure has desire for solitude? Good, very good. Lycopodium I did not expect. Natrum I did not expect from a third year student. I'm happy. Natrum, why Natrum wants solitude? Very good. Padmini says due to grief. Good. As a student, if you understand this much, see, Natrums are in grief, but when exactly Natrum desires solitude is also very important. When Natrum is weeping, very good, I'll come to it. When Natrum is weeping, they want solitude. Because, yes, I mean, because Natrum does not like consolation. So when Natrum is weeping, Natrum wants solitude. When Natrum is urinating, very good. Somebody has got it right. When Natrum is urinating, can't pass urine in public toilets or can't pass urine in presence of others. That is also Natrum. You have another remedy, and that remedy is Umbra gracia. Not only urine, Umbragracia does not cannot pass stools in presence of others. So Umbragracia needs solitude when he is passing stool. See, I know passing stool is not a public affair. Everybody needs solitude when they're passing stools. True, no, you don't do it in public. But what you have to understand in Umbragracia is Kent's if you read, he says, even when the person is sick, the person is bedridden, if the nurse is around, he cannot pass stools. You getting my point? The bowels will not move when the nurse is around. The nurse is standing with a bedpan, or you have, somebody, your mother, your wife, somebody, you are bedridden, and they are there with the bedpan, and Umbragracia cannot pass stools. Umbragracia wants solitude. So, wanting solitude, one word, and different remedies, they will have different reasons why they want solitude. I'm happy with Netrum, I'm happy with Lycopodium, I'm also happy with Baraita. You have few more remedies from your syllabus. Arnica. Arnica wants solitude. Now, when exactly Arnica wants solitude is when he is in pain. He's got some injury, he's got some pain, and when he is in pain, he wants solitude. Okay, touch aggravates the pain. So Arnica wants solitude when he is in pain. You also have Stephysagria, okay, which we discussed few days back. Stephysagria, can anybody recall why Stephysagria wants solitude? It's a remedy that is already over. Why Staph wants solitude? Stephysagria wants solitude to imagine about his sexual fantasies. Okay, so he wants to be alone so that he can imagine about his sexual fantasies. Fine. So he'll be imagining about his sexual things, and for that he wants to be alone. So each of them, why they want to be alone, they will have their own reasons. Am I clear? Are you getting this? Now we'll get back to Ambragracia. Why? Sorry, we'll get back to Bufo. Why Bufo? Bufo wants solitude. See, Bufo desires solitude to masturbate. Hmm? Bufo desires solitude to masturbate. And the only other remedy we have in our materia medica is a rare remedy, and that is Justilago. So desires solitude to masturbate. We have only two remedies. One is Bufo and the other one is Justilago. Okay. There are a lot of other sexual related symptoms in Bufo. So much they're into masturbation. Okay. See, now this is what you need to understand. Bufo will be just waiting for a time when he can separate himself, when he can stay alone, and the only thought that he'll be thinking is, so that if I'm alone I can masturbate. Now this is what you see in the next line I have typed. Masturbation leading to mania. See, mania is madness. Okay, so much is into masturbation that he can go mad. Mania from masturbation. Hmm? Naked wants to be. Naked wants to be. So you have Bufo who doesn't want to wear dress, who doesn't want to wear clothes. He wants to be naked. Okay, very shameless guy. Fine. See, shamelessness can be looked at a broader way. Shamelessness could be in terms of dressing. Shamelessness could be in terms of talking. Shamelessness could be in terms of any movement or any your walking style, whatever it is. Some dance steps also, there will be so much of shameless steps. So shamelessness is a broader term. Okay. So shamelessness in children wants to be naked, increase sexual desire, lascivious, and dirty talks, obscene, live talks is what you also have in before. Okay. Now, if you remember, one of your classmate Bhagyashree had asked a question, sir, how do you differentiate Bufo from Beretta? As we unfold Bufo, you will get a solid difference between Beretta and Bufo. Okay. And if you look at this part, from the masturbation wants to naked, shameless, the dirty talks and all those things, one remedy you get confused with will be hyoscyamus. I don't know if somebody has done hyos for you in third year, but hyos is a remedy. Probably to a certain extent, even Virat, you can think of, they come very close. Okay. Hmm? And children who are addicted to porn. Okay, children who are addicted to porn. always they'll be watching blue films, pornography. You can think of Bufo. Okay. Now, this is with the mind. Exclusively, we spoke of morals. Now, do you have any questions here? Any clarification? Any questions? Yeah. Any questions? No questions. We'll go ahead. So, we will also try to compare Baraita and other remedies in the end. But I'm giving you some clues so that when I raise this question, you people can interact better. Hmm? Okay, so we'll go ahead and we will look at the what is it? The sphere of action. Where exactly you see Bufo acting? Now that is the sphere of action. From what I've tried to explain, by now you would have realized that Bufo has main action on the female and male genitalia, the sexual organs, male and female sexual organs. We will talk in detail about the male and female sexual organs in the second part of today's lecture. The second area, somebody has rightly got the answer. The second area and the primary area, they should come first, will be the nervous system. There are many remedies in our homeopathic materia medica acting beautifully on nerves. The brain, the spinal cord, the CNS, fine. Now, what you have to understand as a budding homeopath, as a third year student, each remedy will have its own affinity. If you know the anatomy, if you know the pathology, if you know the physiology, then you will realize some remedies will cause meningitis, some remedies will cause encephalitis, some remedies will cause paralysis, some remedies will cause convulsions. Fine. I mean, some remedies might simply cause neuralgias. It depends upon the drug affinity. Now, what is it that we have in Bufo? What is it that we have in Bufo? Bufo is nothing but the toad poison. Okay, and if you look into the history of Bufo, way back, many centuries back, they were using Bufo. I'll tell you when I talk about the genitalia, but Bufo as a medicine, it was used way back. Okay, and we homeopaths, we have just proved it according to our homeopathic principles, and we have given the wide action of Bufo. Okay, on CNS, what will Bufo do is the question. On CNS, Bufo will cause convulsions. This is one word I want you to remember. This is what in the second part we'll be exploring in detail. The genitalia, the CNS, and of course, is also a remedy which acts on skin. It causes a lot of eruptions. It can cause ulcers. Okay, we'll take it up in the end. Hmm? Okay, now I'll also finish the ailments from, and then we'll take a small break of 5 minutes and we'll rejoin. Now, before we break, ailments from the causative factors in Bufo. One, you already know ailments from masturbation, and second thing is ailments from fright. Both the things in Bufo will give rise to convulsions. Okay, we'll discuss in detail a little later. So, first ailment, general ailments, masturbation, fright, which will lead to convulsions, and you also have injuries, ailments from injuries. You know, we have many remedies for injuries. From allium cepa, from arnica till zincum, there are a lot of remedies. This is the only remedy which, after injury, the person lymphatic system will get affected, and then there will be lymphangitis. inflammation of the lymphatic system after injury. Only remedy. So you have to give lot of value here. Okay. So masturbation, fright, injuries, and the last ailment we have here is ailments from skin suppression or suppressed eruptions. I was looking for what exactly happens in Bufo from suppressed eruptions. Unfortunately, I could not find. Okay, if one of you can find, please do let me know. But this is what these are the four ailments you have in Bufo: masturbation, fright, injuries, and of course, the last thing we spoke here was suppressed eruptions. Okay, so if you have any questions here, we have taken two or three small components. I spoke to you about the morals, and we concluded that the morals in Bufo are all bad morals. Okay, and we also saw that sexual side of Bufo, which is very prominent there. Their addictions to pornography, fine. They being shameless, they being naked, they wanting to be naked, and the desire to masturbate, waiting for an opportunity to masturbate, fine. All these things is what we saw in the mind. And then we spoke of sphere of action, three areas: genitalia, CNS, skin, and of course four elements is what we spoke. Do you have anything to ask here? I know Bakya's question is unanswered. We will, before we end, we'll sum it up. Any other questions? Are the things clear? Are the, is the explanation clear? Any questions here? I'm waiting for your inputs. Yeah. So if it is clear, we'll just take a small break, because continuous class, continuous 1.5 hours, if I speak, it will be boring for you. You will refresh for 2 minutes, and exactly after two minutes, we'll rejoin, and I'll continue the remaining part of before. Thank you.